the superstar soccer player, Julie Ertz. But, guys, we are obviously closing out here our show in Cleveland, and the story of the night is the wild, wild scene here on the field at First Energy Stadium to end the game, really. And here's another look at kind of what unfolded in front of us. And just your final thoughts, because we have to wait still, obviously, to see what the discipline is and to see who's, but how long, and who, and how much that affects these teams going forward, because these are star players for both teams.
Yeah, both Pro Bowl players,
absolutely.
Marquise Pouncey and Myles Garrett, and it's going to hurt the Browns more, in my opinion, because Myles is such an integral part of that defense. He is the guy that makes all the pressure when they're rushing four guys. He's the guy that is the anchor when he's setting the edge in the run game, and it's just going to be devastating because he's going to be gone for a long time.
Well, we just saw Freddie Kitchens there in the video, so let's hear from him what he has to say about what he saw on this field tonight.
Of course, that's not who we want to be at the end of the game. That's not who Myles wants to be. That's not who we're going to be. You have to be able to maintain your composure in times like that, and in no circumstance do we want anything to do with anything like that. I'm embarrassed. Myles is embarrassed. It's not good. So he understands what he did. He understands it's totally unacceptable, and we got to get through it.
See somebody rip the helmet off your quarterback's head. What's your reaction to that?
You seen it? Blacked out.
Marquise, when you see receivers early on get hit like that too, were the emotions, high attention side, did they cross the line?
I mean, that part's football. I mean, guys are trying not to hit guys helmet to helmet. I mean, that's not the first time that's happened, so we can't say that was at all. I mean, this was just sporadic, just out the blue.
Marquise, was there something that sparked it, you think? I mean,
I just said it was out the blue.
Marquise, should Garrett be done for the year for what he did?
Absolutely, 100%. We'll see how serious the NFL is about their players.
Do you expect anything to happen to you?
At this point, who cares? My man got hit in the head with a helmet. I mean, I'll accept whatever penalty it is.
Can you remember being that angry on a football field?
Nah, I'm blacked out. I don't even remember it really, to be honest with you.
Marquise, in general, with the offense, what's it going to take to get it going?
I mean, we've been doing good the last couple of weeks, man. We just had a couple guys we didn't have this week and kind of affect us a little bit, but there's no excuses, man. We got to go out there and complete passes. We got to block guys and run the ball, man. So we'll look at the film and see the things that we did wrong, but hell, I can't even think right now, to be honest.
Marquise, are you worried about a suspension for yourself?
I just told you I'll set whatever penalty it is. I don't care. I was in protection mode.
Thanks, Marquise.
I saw my teammate getting jumped on, so I ran over there to try to help him. And I'm not a dirty player. I'm not trying to hurt nobody, but, I mean, I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, I feel like they would do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I apologize to Mason. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. But at the same time, like, when somebody's on my teammate, it's my brother. I've been with him for 3 years. So ain't nothing personal. It's just, I'm not going to let you sit there and hit my guy, kick my guy. Like, that's just wrong.
Is there anything about the physicality of this game that lends itself to that breakdown at the end?
I mean, I think the Browns-Steelers game is always physical. I don't think like there's anything extra. I mean, I didn't see that happening, but that happened. I mean, this is an emotional game played by men, so sometimes emotions flare.
This rivalry, some people say, wasn't really a rivalry. You think it's renewed now because of what happened in the final 8 seconds?
I don't think the 8. I feel like we played the entire football game, so I don't think the 8 seconds should take away from a win where the defense played really well and the offense played well. So.
How was the mood knowing that potentially your teammate may be missing some time as a result of his actions?
I mean, it sucks. I mean, I may miss some time, but at the end of the day, once again, we're brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot, I feel like they would be the same way. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody who's jumping on your teammate, who's kicking your teammate, they would do the same. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback or not. When you start kicking people, when you start ripping off helmets, when you start putting people's head in the ground, like you're a player. So.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cowardly, kind of pretty bush league, which, there's plenty of tape out there to watch. I haven't seen it replayed, but yes, I really haven't seen anything like that. Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I'm good. good to go.
Did he hit your flag?
Did he what?
Did he hit your flag with the helmet?
Go watch the replay. I don't know. I mean, I remember getting hit by a lot of people, so go take a look. There's plenty of tape out there to watch. I'm not going to speak for what may have happened.
You know what Clark did at all?
Do what? Once again, I mean, I got sacked once again. I mean, he had some words and kept on keeping on, and one thing led to another. So, but you can watch the tape, go back and check it out, and make your own assumptions. So.
Do you feel like tensions were rising to that?
Plenty of reaction there from everyone. Mason Rudolph at the podium, but this was the scene here at the end of the game. Myles Garrett just completely melting down here in a very emotional moment, and all of the players here involved. Let's hear from Myles Garrett, his reaction to what happened out there.
Myles, you want to walk us through that final 8 seconds, that final play for you?
I really don't. I made a mistake. I lost my cool, and I regret it. It's going to come back to hurt our team. The guys who jumped in the little scrum, I appreciate my team having my back, but it just never got to that point. That's on me.
How tough is it for you guys to play the kind of game you did, and then to have it all seem to be overshadowed by that play?
A win's a win. I don't think it's overshadowed by what happens in 8 seconds. Play a hell of a game on defense. Offense came out firing, and we held it down from there on. And what we did on the field of play for the rest of that game, for the first 59 minutes, that shouldn't go unnoticed.
Do you feel you played the final game of the season tonight?
No clue.
Did Mason say something? Is that what started things?
I just gotta go look at it. I'm not gonna comment on it.
It's been called embarrassing by your coach, and I think player. I mean, do you think that's a fair description of?
Absolutely. That is embarrassing. What I did was foolish, and I shouldn't have allowed myself to slip like that. That's out of character. But situation like that where it's an emotional game, like Larry said, and allow myself to fall into those emotions, with that last play and what happened.
How did it escalate? Like it did to the point where you hit him with his helmet?
Gotta go watch it.
Did you address the team or anything?
Wrote them all. Next time I see him, I'm gonna address them. I'll address them all. I'm not gonna just address my position group or defense. I'm hurting my whole team with what I did, and that could come back to bite us. And I don't know what kind of repercussions I face, but it's got to be better.
Do you have any idea what you might say?
No, I'll think of it when I get there. But embarrassing, foolish, and bad representation of who we want to be and what we're trying to do with the rest of the season.
Myles, was it so out of character for you? Was it a build-up, kind of just the game, the chippiness throughout the entire game?
I don't think so. It's an emotional game. We play high intensity, and I wouldn't have any problems with anybody on their team before that. And just one play got to me.
This is the team you're going to face in 2. This is the team you're going to face in 2 weeks. So you anticipate there's going to be a different attitude, feeling to that game when you guys are in Pittsburgh as a result of what happened tonight?
Yeah. I mean, there'll be a little bit more animosity, a little bit more of a understood. Just I don't know if you can call it hatred, but however they feel about what happened. It was an accident, but they're gonna feel some type of way. It was foolish on both parts, but they're gonna protect their guy just like my guys are gonna protect me. However, that swings, and when we play them again, we'll see.
When you had a couple roughies early in the year, you had to answer questions about if you were a dirty player or not. Are you concerned that that's going to become your reputation after tonight?
I don't know. Look back at the film, you say I'm a dirty player, then that's your opinion. I have my own, and I just can't fall into those kind of traps.
How have your teammates responded? So Sheldon kind of pat you on the back just now. I mean, how have they kind of responded?
My teammates had my back. You saw that when they came out and got me. And even the Castro on the other team, he was trying to keep everybody off me. He understood the gravity situation. He didn't want any more blows to be thrown, and he knew it was just two guys getting chippy, and he and I made a mistake, but I appreciate him coming up to me and Larry coming up to me, just have my back in the whole situation.
Myles, how do you expect the league to respond to this?
I don't know. Never been in this situation, and I've really never seen any suspension. Like I've never really looked into it, so I wouldn't know what they're gonna do.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks, Myles.
Myles Garrett there with some reaction to what he did on the field, the massive meltdown that he had. Tons of players reacting. Patrick Mahomes, J.J. Watt chiming in, Golden Tate as well. But it was interesting, Myles Garrett saying that he's going to address the team tomorrow. He hasn't had a chance to do it yet. He wants to get his thoughts together. But Baker Mayfield, as quarterback, should be out here celebrating a win tonight, a big win for these Browns. And instead, he finds himself talking about this.
Myles can gain his respect back by handling like a man, how any of us in this organization would do it. Being apologetic, owning up to it, learning from it. This is a physical, violent game that if there's moments, if you don't keep your cool, bad things can happen. And he knows that. I said it on the field after, it's inexcusable. He knows that. There's no other way around it. He's going to own up to it. He's going to handle it. And this locker room is going to have to come together because this is going to be a soap opera on the outside, much like the media has portrayed us to be from the whole season. So we have to be a disciplined team. We have to address it. We have to handle it. We have to come together, and we have to play football. That's our job. Let's play football, show up every day and do that. So that's plain and simple. And like Freddie said, instead of addressing the things of Joe Schobert has 2 interceptions, Morgan Burnett, it's just that's the sad part about it is our defense played lights out. Myles played a great game up until that point, and that's overshadowing that. And that's the bad part about this. Instead of talking about how the defense played great, and I'm going to talk about the offensive struggles that we should have had more points. We left a lot on the board. We're going to talk about that until it blows over. And we don't know the extent of what's going to happen to Myles, but we have to roll with the punches, and we have to handle that as a team and come together.
Baker Mayfield there talking about how Myles Garrett in that moment, that overshadowed everything that the Browns did tonight, and it's inexcusable. Now talking about the drama that will follow, and you have to wonder if that will maybe galvanize the team in some sort of way. But when you hear all of this reaction, what do you think?
Well, I think Baker Mayfield has taken the right approach right away, condemning the action, talking about how nobody is above the team, how when you hurt the team, it hurts everybody, and you always have to be in control of your emotions. I thought he showed great leadership in how he responded, not only on the field right after the game with his interview, but how he responded in his press conference. And you can hear the contrition in Myles Garrett's voice right away. Yes, when you hear him talking about how much he regrets his actions right away in that locker room. You felt that it hurt him, that he embarrassed himself, and he hurt his team by how he responded when he was on the field. And knowing Myles very well on a personal level, that was completely out of character. And I think hearing him talk about it after the game really gives you a sense of how much that was out of character.
Two things that we get out of that video. First of all, Mason Rudolph is okay, and that was great.
Thank God.
Thank God that he's okay, because that could have been disastrous right there. And you're right. You felt Myles Garrett in his contrition there, and hopefully the NFL takes that into some kind of account. But you felt that, and I thought that was very, very important.
One of the things you said, Joe, is out of character. It may be out of character, but it still happened.
Yep.
So whether it's out of character or it is him or it isn't, it's something that we just can't have. He represents the NFL up to this point pretty honorably. But this has changed the narrative of how people look at him, whether he likes it or not. Having contriteness and monotone, I get it. But what he did, and we really haven't seen that in a long time in today's football. And one of the things I was writing down, I thought about is if the NFL should suspend him, And if it's not long enough, I believe the team should shut him down. Just because the impact and what could have happened long term to Mason Rudolph, and it's just something that you just don't want to have in this game. And also, I don't believe Myles Garrett wants to have that on him, that stain. Yeah. He has that stain on.
It, though.
He has that stain on him. Yeah. And one of the things I thought he missed the opportunity is to apologize. Yeah, you know, to say, not to say, oh my God, my guys have my back. They had to do something, because you hit a man in the head with a helmet and his teammates came to his defense. What do you expect them to do, to watch? Yeah. Right? And so it just started something that is not what we are as an organization with the Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, or just the NFL in general. And as a player, Myles Garrett is a fantastic player. I love watching him play. But that Myles Garrett, can't root for him.
Yeah, it's maddening to see it. It's frustrating. It's disappointing. There's so many different words to use to describe what we saw tonight, because that's something that we should not have seen tonight. This should have been about the Browns beating the Steelers for the first time since 2014. This should have been about Baker Mayfield, the run game. This should have been about